Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Wednesday evening to you all. Hope you're all okay. Hope you're all right and you are looking after yourselves. In this video, we are going to be talking about the Premier League fixtures being announced today. We'll be talking about, I think Thomas Frank he's in the building. He's in the building. I've seen a picture of him. He's in the building. We're going to be talking a little bit also about some of the transfer roundups, Mohamed Kudus, Romero, yeah, you name it. There's been so many. I've been at work all day, and Twitter apparently doesn't work. None of them work. They're all online 24/7. So we'll be talking about that. But yeah, let's really start with the fixtures for this season, and I'll put this out first and foremost. When it comes to the fixtures, yeah, it sounds stupid. By the way, if you want to know, 33 seconds ago, Thomas Frank is pictured holding a Tottenham shirt. Go to Spurs' Twitter page, Instagram. It's there. You can't miss it. But he is holding a Spurs shirt, finally. Which, by the way, great news. I assume we will have some form of press update on Thomas Frank, a video or something or other, but they've done the promo video. He's here. He's got a picture of him holding up a shirt. So hopefully a promo video of him talking next would be nice. Even Sonia, Sean, Spurs, Ian, Stu, Baz, Boris, Sonny, Joshua. Yeah, apologies. I don't know what's going on with the camera. I also really can't be bothered to go and try and fix it for today. I'm too hot and bothered. It's very hot in England today. I'm too hot and bothered. You can hear me, hopefully. Sadly, you can see me, but hopefully you can hear me. But there we go. But anyway, let's talk about the fixtures as a whole. And Spurs start off on August 16th. So that's the first game of our season. We play Burnley at home. So, people talk about, you look at that start that you've got. I always sort of think about it and go, newly promoted side, first game of the season. They are as up for this game as any, barring their first home game. And if you catch them on the first home game, as well as the first game of the season, you're in for doubles. But also, the other thing I was going to say is the amount of Arsenal fans and things like that are complaining, and Man United fans that are complaining. Even if you get a really hard start, at some point in the season, you're going to have a really lovely run of fixtures where you're going to play 6 of the bottom 7 last year or from mid-table down. You have to play everyone twice. You kind of just got to get on with it. Yeah, great. I'd rather not play the top 5 from last year in consecutive weeks. But, I mean, for example, we play in November, Chelsea November 1st at home, United 8th of November at home, and then we play away at Arsenal on the 22nd. That's 3 games in a row. 2 games before that, you play Aston Villa, as well. So you're all at some point going to be playing a run of fixtures that aren't great. I mean, in February, Man United, Newcastle, Fulham. Oh, sorry. End of January, Man City, Man United, Newcastle, and Arsenal. 4 games in a row. So the amount of people that complain, if you're complaining about the start of your club's fixtures, go outside, touch some grass, be a normal human being. At some point, you're all going to play some pretty crap fixtures in a row. Get on with it. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, Spurs open with Burnley on August 16th. That's obviously the Saturday that's following the Super Cup, where we play PSG on the Wednesday night on August 13th. So 3 days rest, but kind of got to get on with it a little bit there. What have I missed? It's embarrassing people are still talking about Ange. Look, I love Ange. I do. I will forever love Ange as well. That's the key thing. But at the same time, you do just need to kind of get on with it a little bit now, don't we? I've just seen the camera is absolutely all over the place, isn't it? Right, give me just 1 second. I'm just going to refresh the stream, all right? Because I can see the camera's all over the place. Let's see if it fixes it. So give me 1 second, all right? I will be back. Right, I think we're live again. There's nothing to tell me that we're not live. Just keep me posted if the camera's any better, all right? So apologies. Don't know why the camera's so naff. I've not even been home all day, so maybe the MacBook's just had a wobble with me. But yes, so look, open with Burnley. Next game is the first away game of the season, which will be Manchester City away. So look, got to play them all at some point. I know obviously Man City's a team that we seem to have some success with, but you know, Thomas Frank has a pretty horrific pre-season, plays a lot of big teams, obviously plays PSG in the Super Cup, which by the way, people going, oh, he's got to play PSG in the Super Cup. How many times have you witnessed this football club play in the Super Cup? Shut up, embrace it, enjoy it. Doesn't matter who you play. I've never been alive when Spurs have played in the Super Cup, right? So it doesn't matter who we play. I'm going to enjoy the game because we may never get there again. So let's be there. Let's be real with it, all right? So people going, God, Thomas Frank's got a really hard start. He's got to play PSG. It's like, oh, boo-hoo. It's a privilege to play in the Super Cup, all right? So for the first North London derby, it's kind of reverted back to where it used to be. I always used to think of the North London derby at the Emirates always was November for me. It was always November, and February was always the home game. And they've reverted to it this year. So November 22nd will be Arsenal away, and the 21st of February will be Arsenal at home. So there you go. Now, look, I will put it out there now as well. These fixtures are subject to change, are they not? Things can get in the way, cups, Champions Leagues, everything. All right. So what you're looking at is what it sort of is, what you have an idea, a ballpark figure, but at the end of the day, those fixtures are going to change. There's no amount of money that I could bet that I'd get any money returns because it's guaranteed. Polly, how are you? You right? I don't know why I went all West Country there. You're right, my live. Any thoughts on Kudus? We'll talk about him in a minute. Hey, Peter, how are you? Okay, if he's got to play against PSG, gives him a chance to show himself against a big opposition. He has a chance to win a trophy. It's embarrassing. People want him to fail. Well, those people for me aren't. Those people for me aren't Spurs fans. Is Super Cup basically just a pre-season game? Don't everyone's getting their panties and not about it? No. Anyone that tells you the Super Cup is a pre-season game, it's the two best teams in their European competitions last year. It's a trophy. Like winning it is a legitimate trophy. Anyone that tells you it's not, it's because they've probably never been in the game themselves. Okay, Man City have been in it once. It's Man City. How many billions have they spent in the last 10 years? They've been in it once. Liverpool fans will tell you it's a trophy. Arsenal fans will tell you it's not because they've not been in it. But, actual teams who have been in it will tell you, no, that's a trophy. Just because it's the start of the season doesn't make a difference. That's a trophy. If you're telling me PSG are going to rock up and go, we'll just take it easy because it's pre-season. No, PSG are going to want to win that game. Competitive, well-driven sides will look at that and go, there's an opportunity to win another trophy. Trust me. Trust me. On the plus, no Salah in December because it's AFCON. We've got no Pape. No Pape Matasar or Basuma. Which, by the way, anything we talk about AFCON, we'll leave it towards when AFCON starts. All right, Martin? We're too far away from it. So there you go. There's, by the way, we're in the season with Everton at home. So Burnley at home to start and Everton at home to finish the season, which they say is May 24th. So there you go. Some interesting stuff. I think, I'm not really one of those people that goes, oh, what about this? Or what about that fixture? What about blah, 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 blah? I'm not one of those people. I'm just not. I have no real interest in it as well. Got to play everyone twice. Apparently, Douglas Louise is linked to Leeds United. What a fall off that has become. Yes, Guardian Sport. Let's talk about let's talk about Daniel Levy's YouTube video. Vinay is a fantastic PR guy. He's obviously someone that builds a connection from ownership to fans, something that Spurs have never had because Daniel Levy's always kind of been against. No, he's always kind of been against it. He doesn't want that much of a connection because having that connection opens the door to more connections going forward, right? Like I'm not digging. That's not a snipe at Daniel Levy. It's how you are as a CEO or as a manager. You want to have some connection to the consumers, but you don't want that much connection that they feel like they've got an open avenue to talk to you, right? You don't. Everyone knows that. And Vinay obviously is trying his best to make Daniel Levy come across as wholesome and trying to get him liked. Because that's the thing. He wants to try and get some of the fair weather fans who are a bit, each day they could change their mind. He wants to get them more on board because if he can get them, he's got a bit of a bigger fan base that are more pro Daniel Levy, right? All of this is a very, very tactical manipulating game. And it's not a dig. This is what PR people do. They try and manipulate the ones they can to get them on board because then it's easier then to get the ones that are a bit tougher to get on board. It's smart. No issues. Now, that being said, some things coming out of this video that I would say it's on the YouTube channel. It's about 7 minutes long. Please go and watch it if you haven't. All right. The one thing I would say is a lot of things that get said in that video, we have heard many, many times. Many, many times. Okay. Every penny goes back into the football club. We're trying to compete. We want to compete. We want to win trophies. I've heard it so many times. I'm 29 years old. All right. Daniel Levy took over, and I wasn't a toddler, but I was in primary school. I was a young boy. I've heard it so many times, and I've always had the attitude of your word can be something, and unfortunately, because I took you on your word so many other times, and you've broken it so many times, unfortunately, I can't take your word and believe it's genuine. Actions speak louder than words, and hashtag Coys Daniel. Actions speak louder than words. Apparently, we're going to really back Thomas Frank this summer. It's early doors, and I know some people go, "Why haven't we signed like 4 people already?" Ignore those people. Ignore the people on Twitter that go, "We should sign these 6 players," and they just every day are like, "This player is really good." Half the time, they haven't got a clue. Most of their suggestions are crap. Most of those players are playing in like the French 3rd division because at the end of the day, if you throw enough crap at the wall, something's going to stick. I was right. I told you. And they go back to a tweet from 3 years ago. It's like, yeah, but if I go back to the Twitter of 3 years ago, you've got more misses than you do hits. All right. So I try and ignore those people. His actions speak louder than words are important. You cannot, again, treat another manager with how you've treated the other managers. I want this to be delivered as success. Brilliant. Then I need these 4 players. Great. We're going to give you 1, and then we're going to give you other options for the other 3 because we don't want to do that. That needs to change. There needs to be a mindset change. He says he wants to win the Premier League and he wants to win the Champions League. The mindset then needs to change. Okay. People go, but look at what PSG are doing. It's like PSG have still spent loads of bloody money. Please don't ignore the fact that PSG have still spent a lot of money. Kvara, 70 odd million. Desiree Doué, a guy who was in our training ground, and we didn't close that deal, by the way. That guy, that wonder kid, 60 odd million. João Neves, what is that, 100 odd million? Nunes, big money. Marquinhos, big money. Pacho, big money. Hakimi, big money. Donnarumma. Oh, Donnarumma was a free, I think. But, Fabian, good money. Vitinha. Dembele's big money. Like, it's all big money moves. Yes, they're also bringing through their French youngsters, Barcola, Zaire Emery. Like, they still spent 70, 80, 90 million on Colin Moana, who's now out on loan. So, like, PSG still spend money. Oh, look at Barcelona bringing through all these youngsters. Like, well, Lewandowski's on multiple 100,000s a week. Rafinha was a 70 million pound player. Like, do I go through the rest? There's other players in that squad that have cost an absolute bomb. Do you know the difference is, though? And why those players don't seem to leave those clubs very much or very often, like the good ones. They earn great money. And look, we are a top 6 club, but don't pay like a top 6 club. Okay. Now, and at times that's smart. And at times it is smart because it allows us to get out of deals a bit easier. Probably doesn't help that we've got an owner who wants to bleed every single penny out of every single deal, makes it harder to move on from players. But for the most part, it makes it easier to move on from players. But he needs to change the mindset. He needs to change the way he's going because he goes too far into the let's buy some 30-year-olds on freeze and let's support this manager now, with Clement Longley. And then he goes from that to Ange, who goes, right, we're going to get rid of experienced players, international footballers, and we're going to get you 18-year-olds. Never seems to be a balance. He doesn't know what balance is. Find the middle ground. Get some of those great youngsters to come in. Absolutely. That's what the top teams do. But you know what the top teams also do? They go and buy ready-made players, give them good money per week. Like Chelsea. Chelsea spent 1.5 billion. They bought loads of great youngsters. Fafana, 75 million. Enzo Fernandez, 100 plus million. Caicedo, 100 plus million. Mudryk, who's getting a 4-year suspension, 100 plus million. And the other big thing I would say about that is look at the revenue that Chelsea turn over. Look at the revenue that Spurs turn over. There's that to think about. So look, actions speak louder than the words. Hashtag Coys Daniel. We've got our Tottenham back. Back this manager. Back him properly. Give him who he wants, not what you want. Because I'm sorry, Daniel, as a businessman, yes, you are good, Daniel. You're a very good businessman. As a football man, you are below average. You need to get out of the way of the footballing people and allow the footballing people to make more of the decisions. Yes, you write your signature, you sign it off. But you being hands-on, we have literal evidence in the last transfer window alone, you being hands-on didn't go well. There's a guy who's just signed for Spurs, who was on loan last season, who rejected you to your face. And it took Ange Postecoglou to do your job and Johan Lang's job because you couldn't do it properly. So get out of the way, let the football people make the football decisions, and you can do the business side. You're good at that. Hey, you and Vinay, woo, dream team. But the football people have knowledge. And I get if he goes, well, I'm bringing Fabio Paratici back. He's going to support Johan Lang. Then, yeah, you're making yourself a team. Okay, I get it, Daniel. And if that doesn't work out, you tried. That's the important thing. I can't say that enough through your stewardship. So look, Champions League revenues back this season. Don't forget that. Don't forget that, Daniel. That's back this season. Players leaving the club already, saving hundreds of thousands of pounds a week on wages. You're selling Pierre Højbjerg. That's considered done. We're going to be on it this summer. On this channel, we will be on it. We will hold Daniel Levy's feet to the fire. We'll hold Vinay as well. Vinay, I will give him the benefit. I'll give Vinay the benefit of the doubt through this window. You gotta give him into the new year. He's only coming in right in this window. It's unfair to hold Vinay straight to the fire. But hey, next year, Vinay, the feet will be held to the fire. I gave Johan Lang that January transfer window. Gave him in. It was Dragic and Werner. Hey, benefit of the doubt, Johan. You've not had the prep you needed. Last summer, I thought Johan Lang did some good stuff, but I think he failed overall in that window. January, it's just been, for the most part, solid. Bit too loud. And he's talked about how he likes to work in quiet. Not sure about that. This summer's massive for Johan Lang, by the way. It's absolutely paramount that he delivers this window. So there you go. Apparently, Thomas Frank's interview has dropped on... Is it? Yes, it has. I will send you a link so you can all have it. I'll put it into the chat. It's there. That's his thing. So we'll go live for a little while longer. Then we can all go off and have a little watch that in a second. Steampunk, how are you, mate? 9-minute interview. So look, there's that. Now let's talk a little bit of transfer chat. Okay, with well, let's not do Frank out, mate. Frank's only just joined, Sean. Come on, Frank's only just joined. Let's give him the runway he needs. He needs multiple months of a runway. Needs windows and windows, you know. But yeah, Charles around at Guardian Sport talking about how Spurs are interested in Mohamed Kudus. He's got an £85 million release clause. This is the West Ham player, by the way, right? Spurs want a low ball with about £50 million offer. Yeah, okay. Two things. One, it's West Ham, who do not like Tottenham. Did we all forget about that? Right? Oh, but they've done business with us before. When was the last time they did business with us? Was it like 15 years ago? It's not exactly something. Not exactly something prevalent, is it? But let's talk about Mohamed Kudus. For the amount of people that seem to think, oh yeah, just get Kudus. Yeah, don't worry about it. Get Kudus. Like, yeah, I mean, if he's going to cost 85 million for a guy who had 5 goals in 35 games and an attacker, great. That's a great use of money. Jesus wept. This is what I mean. Don't listen to Twitter tacticos because half the time they haven't got a Scooby what they're on about. He's a good player. His decision making, in my opinion, is poor. He'll beat your man. So if you're really excited about players beating their man, oh yeah, look at me, ran past that guy. Doesn't matter what he does with the ball now because he's run past that guy. I'm just happy. Woo! It's just boring, like ridiculously boring. But anyway, on that, you're not getting him for 50 million. West Ham won't sell him to Spurs. If they do, it's because Spurs are paying 85 million for a release clause. If they do, it's up there with one of the worst deals you could possibly imagine, like possibly make for a guy who gets, and we just go back to it, in 35 games across the Premier League, FA Cup, and EFL Cup, he had 5 goals, 4 assists. So for 85 million, you're going to get a guy who's going to get you a goal or assist contribution every 4 games as an attacker. Woo! What a deal. Maybe it's the heat and like I'm a bit more sassy and a bit more sharp with my point, but this would be a shockingly poor deal. And I went with a word, and it would be the other word that you can think of as well, but I'm not going to say it because of monetization. Mamaku's 85 million. West Ham would be thrilled with that. Absolutely thrilled with that. He's 24, turns 25 in just before the start of the season. Again, though, it's the amount of people that don't seem to work out the West Ham Spurs link, by the way. And they're Spurs fans. This is the worst part. They're Spurs fans. I was like, sorry, do you know what's right? So you know West Ham, right? That club, and you know us. You know the connection, yeah? Well, if you do, you know that that's not exactly a deal that we're going to get done unless we spend 85 million on the release clause. So don't worry. 85 million release clause, Mohamed Kudus, don't worry. But Emirates shares over 60 plus 8 million add-ons. Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. No, we can't do that. Give over. We're not, they're lowballing with a 50 million pound offer because they don't expect it to go anywhere, but it looks really good to the media that they've made that offer. They did it with Mark Guay in January. 70 odd million, wasn't it? This is when you choose. This is when I mean, maybe I'm a bit more old school. I choose not to I choose not to believe half the crap that comes out. Because it's like, what is the point? So I just saw something else. Do you know what? This is why you've got to be really smart about it, because the amount of ITKs that put out the absolute biggest load of nonsense. RB Leipzig are interested in Man or Solomon. Okay. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, go for Xavi Simons at this point. Yeah, I mean, Xavi Simons wants to leave RB Leipzig. It'd be about 70 million euros, so it's cheaper than Kudus. Um, he's better than Kudus, younger than Kudus. Um, Kudus also fought our players. We just forgot about the fact that Kudus just assaulted our players this summer, this season. Sorry, that was the other thing. Kudus could just kick and hit any of one of our players. I'll sign him. What? I don't want to sign him. And people go, well, he's got a bad attitude. Well, how do you know he's got a bad attitude? I'm not going to say he's got a bad attitude, but I can understand why people might think that when he assaulted our players. I don't know. I don't. I struggle with some Spurs fans and the logic they follow because it just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'm not trying that, Mr. M. We know KA drinks are no good, especially the great one. Oh, great one was awful. It's one of the worst drinks I've ever tasted. Pascal Chambonda. But yeah, no. On Kudus, that's not going to happen. All right, it's not going to happen. I cannot see it for the life of me happening. Uh, Look, we are looking at wingers this summer. We know we're looking at wingers this summer. We know that. But yeah, it's not going to be Kudus. I'm going to be real. It's not going to be Kudus. John Barkley also said about Vicario, not expected to be sold this summer. I don't think that's shocking to anyone. People seem to think we can do miles better than Vicario. If I'm going to be honest, you can do better than pretty much any player in our team. You know that, right? We've not got the best 11 players in the world, right? But you've got some areas you need to work on a bit more than others. Keeper isn't one of those. Keeper's not even in the top 5 of areas that I want to work on. All right. It's not. Number 1 goes left back, and then there's a bit of a drop to the next one, right? Goalkeeper isn't in the top 5. I'm fine with the goalkeeping options that we have. I like Vicario. I like Kinski. I like Austin. We've got Keeley. We've got Gunter coming through. There's options. I'm fine with where we are right now on goalkeepers. I'm really, really fine. Going forward, things can change. This summer it won't, but you never know what happens the summer after that. You never know what happens. Football can change overnight. The 19th of June tomorrow can change from what's going on today on the 18th of June. But Vic won't be going. All right. Vic will not be going. It's been announced. A little bit of good news on that. Sean's right, by the way, on Grealish. We know about Grealish. It seems like it's going to be too expensive that what Man City want. And I can understand this one. Hashtag Coys Daniel. I can already understand that. Some of the quotes that are coming out from Frank's interview. We'll keep an eye on that. Oh, no way. Man City are 1-0 up 1 minute in. Who cares about the Club World Cup? Really? Who cares? Yeah. So we'll see that. Vic's improved in the air a lot. He has. We're not going to get Grealish. Would Frank push for Eze? It's only 276 minutes in. Oh, I saw a video that was 1-0, but that was on Twitter. Maybe that was an hour or so ago. On Eze, look, I think Eze can play the Frank system, absolutely. Again, I've always said, our basis from last year was a 4-3-3. Frank's is a 4-3-3 that he manipulates into different formations, but he will get the 4-3-3 nailed down first and then build. I think Eze can. You've got 2 midfielders right now who have had surgery. Right. So they're having surgery. So, we're going to need some attacking options in midfield. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll sort of see on Eze. There is interest there. Apparently, it's a difficult deal. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Isn't our funny though? One thing I'm going to say before I end the stream. There are some of those journalists who didn't like Ange, right, who are very pro-Frank. You know who I'm talking about. You know the ones that I'm talking about who could not be further up Thomas Frank's backside if they tried, okay? Because they've got a good relationship with him already. Just be careful of that because Ange didn't buy into the crap, didn't buy into the nonsense that they gave him. They turned on him. I'm going to goad him, going to get him angry. He'll say something, hopefully. Oh, no, Thomas Frank. We love Thomas Frank. What a lovely guy. Just be wary of those same journalists that you all seem to really, really rate. Just be careful of those ones because they're part of it. They are a problem. In my opinion, in this club, they are a problem. You know the journalists that I'm talking about, by the way. You absolutely all know. If you know any of the journalists that are in that Spurs press room, you know the ones that we have an issue with. I'm going to keep an eye on them this summer because so far they've been like, Frank's such a nice guy. What a guy. Oh, he's so human. Oh, he's this, he's that. And they're raving about him. I wonder why. But Ange, the football man, the Aussie, the guy who can take good banter, but if you keep asking the same question for 18 months straight, he's probably going to be a bit fed up with it by the end. Oh, and he got angry. He's lost his temper. Yeah, because you've asked the same question for 18 months every single week. He's fed up with answering the same questions. But your poor level of journalism is showing so clearly through for everyone to see. You're winding him up and you've got him. Ha, you got him. He's bit. He nibbled. You're a problem. Some of you used to cover other football teams. By all means, if you want to just go back to them and stop dicking around with Tottenham Hotspur, not a problem for me. Not a problem. Tell you what, the heat today has really just made me sharper and a little bit more, direct with my opinions. Quite enjoying it. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying any names, but there is a few, and some of them do work for the Athletic. Just saying. It's more than just them as well, though. There are a good handful of them that are problems, okay? Alistair Gold is not one. I will say that. Alistair Gold is not one. Ange did get on well with that, actually, Alistair. He always said it was funny. Oh, Alistair, you do all the work with the squad requirements. You tell us. Because he reads his stuff. It's good. It's good stuff. But yeah, Alistair Gold is not one of the issues. I'll put it out there straight away because I know some people might think, oh, is he talking about Alistair Gold? We like Alistair Gold. Yeah, so do I. I'm not talking about him. Well, I am right now because I'm saying he's really good. But no, it's not. It's not Alistair Gold. He's good. I like Alistair. But it's others in that room that are problems. So this season, I'm going to be really on it, and I'll know that they're a problem by how much they absolutely grovel up towards Thomas Frank, because there is a few of them. But we'll keep an eye on them. All right, we'll keep an eye on them. Now, apologies. I normally go live in the day, and there's normally a lot more Aussies that are watching. Milton, how are you, my friend? Yeah, Boris answered for me. I know that someone will be waking up in a bit to watch this, so apologies. Yes, going forward, streams are going to change time-wise. Starting a new job, and unfortunately, that takes a bit of precedent at the moment. I need to make sure that I'm good at my job. Gives me an easier life, does it not? But look, thanks so much for all joining me this evening. Please go enjoy their streamings. Please go watch the Thomas Frank video. It's 9 minutes long. Please get it out there. Appreciate it, Baz, mate. Legend. Go and watch it. It's apparently really good. I'm going to go and watch it now myself as well. And we're back tomorrow to talk a lot more about Tottenham Hotspur. Take care, everyone. Enjoy yourselves today. Stay safe. I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care. Peace.